welcome to episode 3 of Retroid Review here on Super Retroid. Now, at this moment in time, GTA 5 is finally upon us. And ever since GTA 3, it's been the king of games. It's been the king of crime capers, it's been the king of rags to riches stories, and it's been the king of sandbox. But there have been a few pretenders over the years. In more recent times, we've had Saints Row games. And whereas they started off as a realistic attempt to copy the GTA format, in more recent games they've turned into a sort of slapstick version of themselves. But we're not going to talk about them today. In 2002, Team Soho from Sony released The Getaway. Now this game was hyped beyond belief. There was posters everywhere, there was TV advertising, and it's not hard to get hyped up about this game, because it was being touted as a more realistic, more gritty, more down-to-earth, more English version of Grand Theft Auto. The official magazine even gave it 9 out of 10. I think they were paid off. But anyway, let's see if it lived up to the hype, and let's play this sucker.
So here we go. This is the lovely intro movie, and I'm going to show you some of it because it is fairly interesting. I think it's pretty well put together. So to start with, we had this arty, I guess you could call it, arty introduction. Some nice colours, well, I say nice colours, they're very drab colours, but you know, you get the point. You're getting that this is going to be a serious game. And, it's bothering me having to play this because I've got, just in the corner, I've got Grand Theft Auto 5. I've installed it and it's ready to go. And instead I'm sat here pissing around with this game. But never mind, we're going to try and get through it, okay? So, that could go on for as long as you want it to. And then we get to the loading screen, and I like showing you the loading screens just to show you how long they take. In Crash Bandicoot, it's roughly 4 seconds. In this game, well, I'm looking at the time, not too bad, about 10 seconds. And then we come to this. Brace yourselves for some of the best acting ever. God's sake. Now, this reminds me of, well, if they made it, a late night episode of EastEnders. I mean, it's just awful. It's just awful. I mean, yes, this is, over 10 years old, so the visuals, I think, are holding up pretty well. But in terms of story, in terms of acting, in terms of script, in terms of voice cast, it's just shocking. Absolutely shocking. So we're going to show you a little bit more of this because there's a bit coming up with the most cockney bird ever.
They're on their way down. And what are you looking at? Oh, nothing to say. Good. Fucking
God, she's a bitch. I hope she dies.
Not a bunch of bloody has-beens.
So we've had a quick look at the introduction movie, and it looks promising. The visuals are lovely, they're gorgeous. I mean, the front end is beautiful as well, the menus are well presented. Surely, the gameplay itself, after all this, is just going to be amazing.
So, we've come to the first mission finally, after all that lovely acting, and what I do like at this game is rather than having a radar, you can tell which way you're supposed to be going by the indicators on the back of the car. The only trouble is that sometimes it's a bit iffy. I mean, on this mission it's fine, it's the first mission, they've made it fairly easy. But even as we get into maybe the second mission, you just haven't got a clue where you're going. I remember the first time I played this, going round in circles. Oops, I think I might have destroyed the car. Bugger. But anyway, yeah, going round in circles, not having a clue where I'm going. So, I know they wanted to differentiate themselves from Grand Theft Auto, but if you're going to copy it, at least copy the best bits, and the radar and the map were awesome. This game definitely needs them. The music is fairly dramatic. I think it gets you into the mood. And I've talked about the visuals in the previous part of this, but a bit of pop-up, but not really pop-up. It sort of comes through the fog. It's quite nice. At least it doesn't jump out of you like some games. But still, I think the visuals in this are just drab. The colour palette is greys, browns. It's just horrible. It's like an autumn day gone wrong. I mean, I've killed the car. Now this is the problem. If you have a smack, the car might last, but most of the time they don't. And just look at how this douchebag walks. I mean, all I want to do is get into this car. It should take 2 seconds. It said it's a pain in the ass. And the noises that every car makes is exactly the bloody same. Right, I'm going to fail this mission now, all because I got out of the car because I totaled it. It's bloody stupid. Ah, this game brings back some horrible memories that I have of playing it the first time. But let's crack on. We're not giving up just yet, he says, with a knife in his hand, ready to kill himself. We'll keep going. What else is there to say about this game? It is just, I can't believe how ropey it is. I mean, I haven't played it in a while, and the first time I played it, I went through it and completed it. So I've had my money's worth. But I just... Look, we've been driving for what? I don't know. 2 minutes? Over 2 minutes. That is not what you call a good mission. I mean, you want the driving to be fast-paced and action-filled instead of just this drab driving along the streets. And it's the trouble with London, or the part they picked in London, is it's quite a boring part. I mean, the roads are fairly straight. There's not many turns. Ugh. Anyway. We'll get on to the next bit in just a second.
There it is.
So, this screen you will see a lot, because this is the first mission, and just trying to get to here, I have died about 5 times. It's just too difficult. I mean, it takes the good piece of GTA, where you press the R button, or the L button, and you lock onto a target, and then you fire. But in this, it just feels really sluggish, and it doesn't feel like you've got any control over it. It's just horrible. So, as you can see on the back of this guy...
Where do you think you're going?
Shotgun! As you can see on the back of this guy, there's a big red mark. If you just stop and put your hand up against the wall, you can actually regain some of your health.
He's here.
It's a nice touch. I mean, it's sort of a visual representation of how much health you have. The trouble is, it's quite a dark game, so it's quite difficult to see what the fuck you're doing most of the time. So you never really know how much health you have got left. It's just a pain in the arse. So that's these fuckers dead. But look, how much health have I got left? How many bullets can I take? God knows.
Unlucky, eh?
There is a free aiming thing you can do as well, by holding down R2 and then moving that, so you can shoot these barrels. And in some instances they work really well, but God, had enough of this game already. God. And there's some other twat. Let's kill him. Oh. And double knockout. Fantastic. So we have killed ourselves. Restart the mission. Oh.
You probably gathered from my face at the end of the last segment that this game was going to be a little bit... I mean, it's hard to explain what it's like playing this game. It's not broken by any means. It's not broken. It's not glitchy. It runs smoothly. I mean, to give it a number out of 100 of how well put together it is, you've got to give it 90-odd%. But as a game, it just feels so stiff and awkward. I mean, let's take any mission in the whole game. It's basically drive somewhere, shoot some people, possibly drive somewhere else. But the driving, which is one of the biggest parts of the game, it's not really a challenge. You can normally make it, but it's not like... How do you explain it? You're not like driving really hard. You just have to keep going. It's like a war of attrition. It's just so frustrating. It could have been so much better if they just had some better mechanics to this game. But, you know, calm down. We've only seen the first mission. Let's have a crack at some others. Maybe we get into the game and it gets a bit better. But don't hold your breath.
So we have to do this bit again. Oh yippee! How exciting! But we've got a shotgun, we've got these bastards. Oh no, run out the shotgun, oh my god! Kill these sons of a bitches, shoot the barrels, get some explosions going. Lovely jubbly. Now some guy always runs around through this door and comes out the other side. But the controls are so crap! You can never really get there, it's... See, the guy runs every time you get there. Job. Christ, so annoying. Just, I mean, this is mission 1. It shouldn't be this difficult. And I'm going to have a little rest here, because, get my health back up, because I'm bound to get shot in like 2 seconds time. So frustrating. Hate this game. Just hate it. It's just awful. I mean, the animation is great. I think the people do move like real people. Even your character, although he's a bit stumbly and quite slow and sluggish, he does look like he belongs in this game. He looks like he belongs in the real world. It's just a shame that this isn't really a game and more of a showpiece. And I hate all the voice acting. Have some of it! Bloody rubbish. I mean, they've taken Cockney just too far. Rubbish.
Why do I do this to myself? Why do I play these monstrous games? It was so hyped up. It was so going to be the next GTA. So many games say that, but it just didn't. It just fell so short. It's such a shame, and it's right from the offset. You can see it. I mean, I think when you first play it, you look at that intro movie and you think, okay, this is pretty good. The visuals are nice. It's all nice and clear. The voice acting is good. Then when you really think about it, the voice acting isn't good. It just doesn't feel real. It feels over the top, and there's too much London accent in there. People don't really talk like that, do they? Well, maybe they do in London, but people from the rest of the world, they want to hear maybe an odd Cockney accent, but they don't want to hear it all the bloody time. It's just very, very odd. I mean, we're comparing it to GTA because this is the game it wanted to beat. All of the voice acting in GTA is brilliant, but it never feels forced. It always feels fluid. And yes, that game can be really stupid at times, but you're always in there. You always feel like you're in the game and like it belongs to the game. This, it feels like they've got game bits, cinema bits. There's no connection. It's... I'm just going to go and play GTA 5. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to play the Getaway. If you buy it as a... I don't know, say you're collecting PlayStation 2 games. You're going to collect them all, right? But you're never going to bloody play it because it's fucking awful. It's just... No, it's just a bird. I just hate playing it. I hate the bloody game. The trouble is, there's also a sequel. So this game's sold. It sold well enough to warrant a sequel. And it's got nothing to do with the gameplay. It's got to do with all the advertising and everything surrounding it. Shit, they even gave you an A to Z map with this bloody thing. That's how realistic it is. And you think, wow, I get to drive around London for real in a bloody car chasing cops and stuff. This could have been a rant. But let's try a bit more. It might get better.
Bastard!
So we're finally through the first mission, and we have to make do with some of this crap acting again. This game is littered with these bloody scenes, and it just gets on my nerves. They're just hopeless. This is Sony. This is one of the biggest companies in the world, and they've just made this Cockney carry on.
See you again. Do you sleep well?
Right, people, let's give this game a chance. I mean, I've slated it quite a lot in this video already. I mean, we've only done the first mission. It can't be that bad, surely. So, okay, we're going to try the second mission. And Land Rover, bit too big for these roads. Christ! I mean, the brake, I'm not really sure which button it is. I think it's the square button, because the circle button is the handbrake. But honestly, you shove the brakes and they don't do nothing. It's one of the problems with having analog buttons, because you have to press them harder if you want to accelerate harder, or if you're using the brake, you have to press it harder to brake. And your fingers ache like crap because you are ramming the X button as hard as you can just to try and get a little bit more speed. It's too sensitive in this game. It's just awful. The control is just awful. I mean, every time... Look, I barely turn the stupid thing. I mean... Oh, now there's a bloody policeman after me, and the noise is horrible. I hate this game. I mean, you might think that I'm just being really crap at it, but honestly, it's just impossible. I don't get why it's so hard. Jesus! I mean, that's quite nice. The little shot effects on the glass, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. But you have to try it for yourself to understand just how broken this game is. I mean, I just paused it there because my fingers slipped off the controller. I'm not joking. I was pressing them so hard, they physically forced themselves. They wanted to get away. I mean, you see that bit back there? You were going through a police barricade, and the cars were still going through. I mean, Jesus Christ, do people not know to stop? If they see a bunch of policemen, you would slow down and stop, wouldn't you? Just insane. Driving me mad. The noises are horrible, the music's horrible, the graphics are boring. But it's got all the ingredients. I could forgive all the foibles if they just got the gameplay right. You could forgive the boring buildings and the boring cars if it played really well, but it just doesn't. So you just notice these things more. I mean, Christ, I can't get this thing in a straight line. The stupid police, go away. Jesus! I mean, the police car just knocked me into that person. I know this is a game, but they're trying to make it realistic, and there's all these things that just take you out of the moment. And then in some cases it's too realistic. I mean, like there, you don't want the car to stop. You want it to explode! Just awful. That was quite funny. He headbutted the car. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I mean, I don't know what to say about this game. It just makes me so angry. It's just all that potential has been squandered, and I can't play any more of this crap. The end.
Hello. My wife and child have been kidnapped by the mob. If anyone would like to help me, they have to play the Getaway. All you have to do is complete the game without swearing or trying to kill yourself once. If you can do that, my wife and child will be returned to me. No offers? Didn't think so. Let's go to the final thought. Okay, so let's get serious. I might have been a little bit over dramatic in this video. I mean, it's a bad game, but it's not the end of the world that it's a bad game. Back in 2002, there was just so much promise to this game, and it just failed on nearly every level. I mean, no, I don't mean that. I mean, cinematically, it's lovely. Visually, I mean, it's nice. The visuals are fantastic. On PS2, I don't think there's much that can beat it, to be honest. The sound as well is fine. It all feels real, but it's just such a stunted game. It just feels like you're really having to struggle. It doesn't flow properly, and the acting is crap, and the way they speak and the script, and it's just frustrating. It is a real shame. It's got so much potential, but it just wasn't realised. You should play it. I mean, it's an experience. There's nothing like this, I don't think, anywhere. I don't think I've ever played a single game like it, in terms of gameplay and in terms of style and stuff. I mean, I love the London environment, but I just want it to be better. I just want it to be a proper game and not this mishmash of stuff. It feels unfinished, but not unfinished like it's glitchy, there's a glitch, like it's glitchy or it's broken. It just feels like they I think they got to the release date and thought, right, we have to release it, we know it's a bit shoddy, but here it is, and here it is. So, maybe the sequel, they could have repaired some of the crapness, but no, I'm not playing that. Please don't make me play that. If there's enough people who want me to play it and review it, I maybe will review it. but I will have a nervous breakdown if you make me play that game, so please don't. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. See you next time for something else other than the Getaway, please.
Do I have your attention now, Marky boy? Because we're going to play a little game. Do you like games, son? Eyebrows, give him the phone. This is the game we're going to play. It's a bit like Simon Says. Only you do what I say. I ring you, you do the job. You don't do what I tell you, the kid dies. You don't do it where I tell you, the kid dies. You don't do it when I tell you, the kid dies. You getting my drift? If you want to see your kid alive, you do exactly what I say. You talk to anyone, you're late, or you let me down. Your kid dies. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal, what's this all about, Charlie? What are you doing this to me for? I ain't done nothing to you.